Welcome into Sports Tonight. I'm Bailey Burmaster alongside Ellie Parker for your Wednesday Hump Day edition of Sports Tonight. Have a good slate for you. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Hawks as they gear up for Summer League because that gets started this week. We're also going to talk about the tough times that it is for Atlanta United.
Oh, jeez.
We'll talk a little bit at UGA, maybe get some SEC Media Days in the mix. And then, of course, we got to talk about the latest news from the U.S. men's national team, Greg Berhalter getting fired. But let's start with the Hawks. Summer League is officially underway. I think the Atlanta Hawks have a very intriguing team to pay attention to. Their first game will actually be against the Washington Wizards, who, if you remember, drafted Alex Sarr at number 2. Why is that interesting? Because there was a whole
thing about, Alex Sarr doesn't want to work out with the Hawks, and yada, yada, yada.
So we're going to pay attention to that. We're going to see how that goes. But you also have to remember Alex Sarr and Zachary Rissonchet played in France together. They're both Frenchmen. So they have a lot of similarity together. So seeing them go up against each other early on will be good.
That'll be fun.
I think everyone will be very interested to see Nikola Juricic go get some minutes and see what he's about. But I do want to go down some of the biggest questions for the Hawks and get your point of view on some things, Ellie. Let's start with Kobe Buffkin. Do you think he has the ability to really be a backup guard? Like, can he finally show that this season?
Poor dude. He was the first-round pick, and the Hawks have just done him dirty.
Well, and he spent a majority of last season in the G League.
Yeah, that's not what you expected of a first-round pick. Do I think he has the skills to be a backup? Yes. Do I think the Hawks will give him that opportunity? No.
Yeah, I think he has the ability to be a decent two-way player as his offense kind of produces a little more. But who sees? This is kind of Summer League. You get a feel for everything. You get to go be with your team, work on things. Not to change gears real quick, but I don't know if you saw DeJounte Murray's already in Vegas working out, and he just wants to be there, meet his teammates, get acclimated. So interesting times there because we know he got shipped to the Pelicans. How do you anticipate Zachary Rissonchet looking?
I think he'll look good. I think he'll look very much like a number 1 pick, although, granted, this is Summer League. He's not going up against the best of the best, for lack of a better term. But I think he'll justify the pick at least a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't like to say I'm a fan of people, right? Like, we're non-biased reporters, but talking to him, he just seems like a young kid who really wanted an opportunity to play in the league. He's getting that with the Atlanta Hawks. He wants the best. He's going to be a hard worker. He's going to be a smart kid who tries and learns Quinn's system and what Snyder wants, essentially. And I hope we see a little bit of that in the Summer League as well. So I'm really eager to see him in action on Friday. Do you believe either Mo or Nikola can make a case to be a contributor this season?
Define contributor.
Let's say very solid bench option. Like, you're not hesitating to call them from the bench. Okay, I like that. I would really love to see...
Specifically Nikola.
Yeah, I would love to see him in the mix a little bit. They seem to really like him, obviously trading up a little bit just to get that pick, and they talked that he was on their radar. He is someone that he's really, like, he's got a kind of a bubbly personality. I don't know if you remember, he had the black eye. And, but he told me that he had only slept an hour from getting drafted to being with the Hawks and meeting with media, and he joked, he was like, it's not just the black eye, it's the no sleep too. So tough times. But the Hawks will head out to Vegas soon enough. First game Friday against Washington. They did hold an availability with everyone there at the facility, the practice facility in Brookhaven earlier. Let's tune in to what Zachary Rissonchet and Nikola Juricic had to say.
We're in great weeks since the draft. Be able to get back on the gym, doing a routine and everything. So yeah, it's good to be back on the gym, and then 2 days ago to practice team practices. So yeah, it's very exciting moment, and I'm super excited to be here.
And then on Friday, you and Alex are going to get to face off again. I'm sure you guys have had those moments before in the past. What are you looking forward to going up against him on Friday?
We, like you say, we we had a lot of good moments, especially in national team for like 3 years in a row. But from my point of view, it's like more about Hawks versus Wizards, and really focus on on the team and how can I make how can I help my team to win the game. So it's not about us, it's not about Alex and me. It's more about like, basically Hawks against Wizards.
Nicole talked about how the NBA game is different than the European game. Have you noticed a difference, and how so?
Yeah, there is so many difference between those two. First of all, the court is bigger, and just the way we play here is kind of different, and that's good, and that's a part of the game, and I'm really it's really interesting for me to discover and be able to play here with all those great players. So I'm really happy.
I saw you working on your three-point shot a little bit. He talked about how there's a difference in the European game with it being a little bit closer, a little bit further away. So what adjustments do you have to make?
Yeah, like you said, that's not the same. This three-point line is a little bit like far from when I like in Europe, and yeah, just doing reps and shooting again and again so I can adapt myself. But it's like in this kind of environment, this facility is really easy, to put the work and get into the gym really, really often, So.
You said all these great players. What have you noticed about your teammates so far?
Those guys are like great players, but I think most important, great guys, and I'm really, grateful to be a part of this team, and I think I can't wait to play with them in the real game. We play out in practice, and just step by step. Now, just can't wait to play with them.
How many of them have tried to speak French to you so far?
Nico tried a little bit because he had a French teammate, Malcolm Casalon, back in Serbia, so he knows like some words.
French is okay?
Yeah, he got a good.
You're trying to be nice. We can tell.
Yeah, no, but obviously he don't speak French. But when like you find good words, bad words sometimes, and he got a good accent. So this is funny.
Mo speaks a little French, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's like Mo. So he's Senegalese, so he speaks French too, and that's it for now.
Yeah.
You showed some courage throwing that first pitch at the Braves game, not growing up with baseball. What was that like for you? How nerve-wracking was that?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous, but I had great advice from my teammate Nicole, and so yeah, that was a very exciting moment, and just being at a Braves game for the first time, like baseball game for the first time in my life, was an amazing experience, and yeah, that's great.
Now, he told us he knows nothing of baseball either, so what advice did he give you?
I don't know if you saw the video, but he like kind of, you gotta do this, and I was like, I'm gonna listen, and yeah, just like no pressure. That was a fun moment. So, but also like I can throw a ball, like that's I'm not a professional, so I wasn't trying to go faster or harder or whatever. I just wanted to throw the ball, and I know how to do it, so that's not so much like a big deal.
If you did a Google search, you would see that it's not easy for everybody.
Yeah.
There have been some comical attempts straight into the dugout. But.
I don't know about that. Like I'm just trying to do my best in every sports possible. So yeah, I did it, and that was cool.
What did you think of the game of baseball? It's a slower paced game than obviously basketball is.
it is really slower than basketball, but actually, like people told me that maybe I was getting boring or something, but I had a good time, and I think it's because that was my first time. But yeah, I had really a good time over there, and maybe I'm gonna watch or going to another game for sure.
Nikola talked about his welcome to the NBA moment. Was that first practice? Did you kind of have a moment where it hit you that you were finally in the NBA?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
So his first moment that he felt like he was in the NBA was that first practice. So when did it hit you that you kind of made it to the league?
I don't really know. Maybe when maybe like him when I put my jersey with the my number and the Oaks on it, and yeah, maybe that's when I put my jersey on, and that was a proud moment for me, and yeah, that's it's a dream come true, and be able to work into those facilities, this jersey, and those great people around me. It's amazing, and that's where I, realize a little bit that I did it, but it's not like the end of the world, and I want to say it's something like you gotta now the real work start, and I'm just excited to start over and yeah, start a new journey,
What do you hope to personally achieve in summer league, and what do you hope the team achieves?
We want to win. We want to win. I think that's we're competitors, and that's the main thing. Yeah, we want to win games. We want to win the summer league. So we're ready to do whatever it takes to do it. And that's the main important, and that's what a competitor does.
The styles then.
I'll say the pace of the game. The three-point line, bigger court. More athletic players, all of this stuff.
And what have you seen from Zachary in these first few days too?
He shoots the ball like crazy. He can hit some wild shots, block some shots as well, play defense. Yeah.
When you talk about the three-point line, can you educate me a little bit? Is it further back?
Yeah, it's further back.
Oh, really?
So it's tougher to shoot.
By
Yeah.
how much? Is it a couple feet, a foot? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What? I think not sure.
So what
I don't know really. I know it's further back.
So what adjustments do you have to make as a shooter then when it's further back?
I gotta use more of my legs to shoot it. So yeah, it's tough on my legs, but I'll get there.
What are you looking forward to just kind of show in summer league?
Oh man, it's a great opportunity for us as a team, for every single player, to show what we can do and hopefully be the best as we possibly can and maybe try to win it all.
You talk about the adjustments with the speed of the game, and I know you're taking in a lot of information at once, but what have you learned so far in this short amount of time?
I mean, the game, the American style of the game. I learned my players, my teammates, the coaches, what they're asking for, my teammates, how do they move. So yeah, that's all. Basketball is basketball still. So
What do you want to personally accomplish this summer?
this summer, hopefully win the summer league. Yeah, we'll see.
Is the American style of basketball a little more physical? If so, how?
I mean, I don't know really. Every practice is physical. Even in Europe, I need to play in a real NBA game to feel that difference.
How is the terminology different so far between the two games?
Oh, it's very different. Sometimes they say something, I'm like, what? I don't understand you. So they gotta rephrase it for me sometimes, but I'll catch on.
What was one of those that stands out to you?
I mean, really cannot think right now of one, but they know it for sure. Yeah.
What kind of impact did the DeJounte Murray trade make on as you guys are trying to figure out your place in this team and where this team is headed? What kind of signal did that send to you guys?
I mean, that's a question for the coaches and the front office. not really for me. I'm just a player. So yeah.
Have you been able to connect with Igor yet and talk with him?
We texted
Yeah.
a little bit, but he's right now on vacation, so I don't want to bother him. Let him have his free time. So yeah.
Have you had a chance to kind of get to see Atlanta, get settled in Atlanta?
Not settled yet. I'm looking for my apartment. We'll see after the summer league what will happen. But yeah, Atlanta is nice. I've been to the aquarium, the Coca-Cola factory. So I've been around Atlanta. Yeah, it's very hot. So yeah, it's crazy hot.
It gets hotter, unfortunately.
Are you clear to play, or do you have to wait until you sign a contract, or can you just start with the first summer league game?
No, I can start. I think I'm gonna start. We'll see.
I mean, but you don't have to wait for a contract, do you? Like, do you have to
No.
sign the contract before you play, or can you?
I
just
don't
play
know
summer
really.
league? Okay.
I don't know nothing. Really. I'm just listening to them. So yeah.
Going back to the longer three-point line, does it get trickier in the corners because the lines are closer together? Like, you have to be careful where your feet are
The
because
corners?
it's not a very big space. Yeah, in the corner, like in the
Yeah.
corner there with the lines close together.
Nah, not really.
Not really?
Not really. Yeah.
Nico, what has it been like working with like Kobe and Mo and some of the guys who have been on the Skyhawks?
I mean, it's been great, honestly. You know, like, I've been like asking them questions, what to expect, what to do. So they've been like really helpful. You know, they embraced me from the first moment. So yeah, they're good guys.
When did it kind of hit you that you're on an NBA team with the Hawks? Like, you have a moment like that during
I would
practice?
say at the first practice Monday. Like before that, like I wasn't like I didn't understand what really happened. You know, so the reality struck like at the first practice. So I was like, whoa, oh shit. So I was like, whoa, you know. So yeah.
Was there something that happened that you're like, whoa?
Not really. Like seeing all of those guys. That's it. Yeah.
Have you heard from Trey or anyone yet?
Trey texted me also. Yeah, some of the other guys also. So yeah.
You guys saw a little clip with you teaching Zach a little bit about baseball. It looked like you were trying to teach him about
No, we
pitching.
were just messing around. I don't know baseball. I don't know how to throw it. So
I was gonna ask
yeah,
you baseball.
yeah. I don't know baseball.
Have you watched baseball at all?
No, that was my first time actually. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
What was that experience like, just getting introduced to a new game?
Well, it was fun to see it. You know, like I've seen like the highlights of it, but never the full game. So it has like a nice pace. You can like enjoy by watching it. So yeah.
Well, I've seen NBA players who grew up in America completely miss the batter's box on ceremonial first pitches, so he did well.
Yeah, he did well. I thought he well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we will see how they fare in the summer league. Let's talk about a team that is just not faring well
my
right now.
God.
I don't know.
How do you lose this match? Okay, so Atlanta United lost to Indy 11, a USL side in the US Open Cup. Let's run down some stats.
Okay, talk to me.
One team had 17 shots. One team had 7. One team had 3 shots on target. One team had 1. One team had 68% possession. One team had 32. One team had 545 passes. One team had 257. One team had 86% pass accuracy. One team had 68. Guess which team won this match?
The one with worse stats.
Yep. That was Indy 11.
Yeah. And I do think that is just the unfortunate times that is the Five Stripes right now. There's been,
And it's going to get worse.
Yeah,
Just to put it on the table, they shipped Yorgos off to Mexico. They shipped Thiago off to Brazil. Really, they're going to put him in France in like 6 months. And Caleb Wiley is now on his way to Chelsea.
which the team has not confirmed, but obviously multiple reports. It was a shock to, I think, a lot of people that Wiley even started last night.
Yeah.
But my guess is, I think Doug Robertson had it, and he said that, owner, they basically said, hey, this is the last game.
Yeah.
this is it for him. This is probably the last one. So I'm sure Wiley wanted to play one final game in his Atlanta United jersey. But man, have things just, I think what's unfortunate is you still have people who care and want to play, but since I would say even Gonzalo getting fired, it's really sucked any last life out of this team.
And it's only going to get worse. This back half of the season's going to get real rough. I'm just warning you.
Well, and I believe the MLS window opens on July 18th. And Atlanta United has a lot of money, so they can get some players. But I don't know.
Do they just need warm bodies at this point?
Yeah.
A warm body
stay
at the striker
healthy.
position?
So we'll see how it's very interesting. We'll see how it all fares at the end of the day. But it's been a hard go for Atlanta United. Let's talk about something maybe a little bit more positive.
Yeah, a little bit.
Georgia and UCLA cancel home and home. And I believe now they're going to play Marshall, right, Ellie?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Georgia will play Marshall. UCLA will play Utah and Cal instead.
So is what it is. This is all just getting, 2025, 2026,
Yes.
so a couple years away. But
And next year and the year after that.
yeah, I guess it is 2024.
Time
isn't it?
marches
That's
on.
crazy. That's where my head's at. I'm like, oh, no, it's 2023. We're fine.
Yeah.
But the exciting thing is SEC Media Days kicks off next week. Going to be in Dallas, at the Omni in Dallas, and it's going to be a fun time. I mean, there's a lot of storylines to talk about, whether you want to talk about the college football playoff expanding, which I'm very eager to see how it plays out this year. And I have a feeling it's going to be mostly good feedback. Don't you?
It's
Don't
going
you?
to be
Like,
fun.
it can't be bad. Then you have OU and Texas coming to the SEC.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. They're not gonna just be able to walk over every other team in that conference anymore.
No, we're reliving the glory days essentially, right? So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a good time. We'll see what happens. There's always good storylines that come out of that as well. Now let's talk about the thing I think
Let's go.
We're both excited to talk about. The U.S. men's national team, Greg Berhalter, was fired. There was so much speculation after the U.S. had an early exit in Copa America. They were the earliest exit out of any of the host countries for the World Cup, which is less than ideal. But, Ellie, do you believe this is the right move?
Yes.
I know the answer, but
Yes.
tell the people
Come
why.
on.
Tell the people why.
This team didn't have any discipline. Tim Weah, punching a guy in the back of the head. You can't do that. You can't. And they just looked dead.
I also think the thing for me that was super telling, and we talked about it a little before, was just in that game against Uruguay, when he's alerting his team of like, oh, it's 1-1, it's 1-1.
You
What
can't
are we
do that. You have
doing?
to quote the great Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Repeat. Say it again. One more time.
You play to win
don't break the desk.
game.
We need this thing. Something did fell. We need it. We need this desk so easy. But no, I totally agree with you. And I just think that this World Cup coming up is way too big for you to just be complacent.
You're the host.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's way too big to just be complacent in it all. So I think it's the right decision. I don't think anyone is going to be critical of this decision at the end of the day and be like, oh, no, why did they do it?
I do want to talk about the CBS Sports article that dropped about 4 hours ago with the
Let's hear it.
potential replacements.
Let's hear it.
I mean, these are all pie in the sky, but whoever wrote this article, props to you. Ideal choice, Jurgen Klopp.
Everyone, that's the
It's
name.
It's not going to happen.
It's not.
I would love it for it to happen. I would love for the U.S. to just go full out, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
There's no way that happens.
Proven international coaches. Joachim Low, former Germany manager, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
Hervé Renard, who is currently the manager of the France women's side.
Okay.
Gareth Southgate. Have you seen England, though?
I haven't
Have you
actually watched
seen
enough
England?
England recently. I'm not going to lie to you.
Their Euros
great.
performance has been. I mean, they made the.
To be
final.
fair,
I
is it
can't
better than the U.S. men's national
I
team?
can't argue with results too much, but
Okay, that's what I
they've
was
been
getting at.
scraping by the skin of their teeth there. Experience coaching the big boys. Mauricio Pochettino.
But how many of these are actually realistic?
Like, okay,
Like, for
I'm
real,
gonna
for
I'm
real.
gonna scroll down because
Is there like a
it's a-
realistic one?
do you want me to tell you what the most realistic one
Yes.
is to me? At the very bottom, 72-year-old Bruce Arena. Which, my God, if we swap out Greg Berhalter
To run it back?
for the corpse of Bruce Arena, I'm
kinda-
sorry.
I don't kind of hate it. Wait, can you read what the paragraph says from CBS Sports about it?
Spell 3 of Arena with the U.S. men's national team feels like one too many, but the 72-year-old is still interested in being a manager even after his dismissal from the New England Revolution for discriminatory remarks. An appointment with Arena would need to come with some transparency of why he was dismissed, but when he has been one of the most successful U.S. men's national team managers ever and was the person who the Federation turned to with the 2018 World Cup on the line, there are reasons why he could be an emergency hire ahead of 2026, though highly unlikely. I find highly unlikely to be putting it lightly because of the names on this list, that's the most likely, unfortunately.
I don't even know what to make of that. I don't.
Oh boy.
This is going to get interesting, and they don't have a lot of time, so you
No,
better
no,
figure
they
it
don't.
out. Okay, let's go to what's on your mind. I'll start it, Nelly. I'll let you wrap up for us. The Dream taking on the Sky in Chicago. They lost this one.
Angel Reese had another double-double.
Yeah.
Water is wet.
Listen, 14th double-double. Tina Charles looked real mad after that game.
They had it.
Real mad. So, yeah, that's what I got. It's talking about Angel Reese, Trinity Carter popping off again against the Dream.
This Wander Franco situation just keeps getting worse and worse, doesn't it?
Are we going there?
I'm not gonna go into too much detail other than, oh my God,
It's not great.
it's not great.
It's
not
great.
great.
It's not great.
If you are a masochist and want to know the grim details of what this man is doing, at what point do you just call him former Rays shortstop? Because I've seen every article say Rays shortstop, Wander Franco. The man is never stepping on that field again.
Have to see how it all plays out. Obviously, they extended his leave as well. Reminds me of the whole Trevor Bauer situation when things were extended with him. Obviously, very different circumstances, but
Very different.
yeah, just read the article if you want to know what's going on with Franco.
Anyways,
Anyways, Braves back at it tonight. Wait, how much time we got? Okay, I got like a minute 15. Went to hang out with the Gwinnett Stripers yesterday. AJ Smith-Shaver was set for a rehab assignment. The Braves were like, nah. Gave him a PJ, sent him to Arizona, all that good stuff. So we didn't get to talk to him. But then guess what? He just got optioned back down to AAA.
Poor dude.
What are the odds we see him again? We shall see. He's still coming back from a grade 2 oblique strain. All right. On that note, we'll wrap up Sports Tonight, Ellie. You got any final thoughts? Okay. That does it for Sports Tonight. For Ellie Parker, I'm Bailey Burmaster. Make sure you guys join us for Sports Tonight throughout the rest of the week. Have a good day.